Hey guys, Coach Matt here at Terrapin CrossFit in Annapolis Junction, Maryland, and I'm going to talk about the video submissions and the standards that you need to adhere to when submitting a video. First thing is first, you need to say what your name is. If we're doing weighted movements, you need to be able to show what the weight is. So for example, you need to show that this is a 18-pound kettlebell if that's what's required. If we're using a plate or something like that, you need to be able to show the weights that you're using. And if we're doing anything that requires a measurement, such as a wall ball or a box jump or something like that, we need to see that you can measure this out, right? Now, the next thing is when you're submitting your videos, try not to wear all black, because if you're doing a squat or something like that, if you're going down, and you might not be able to tell if you're hitting depth. Now, while we're talking about the subject of hitting depth, what we really want to see this time is make sure that your reps are completely obvious. So if we're doing some sort of squat, let me see you get all the way down. There is no question that I'm below parallel here. And then make sure that you are fully extended at the top. If you're not sure, squeeze your butt as hard as you can. That will cause you to stand all the way up. So we're going to talk about the squat and the angle of the camera. So I know that I am below parallel here and that this is a good rep, but one, because I'm wearing all black, it's kind of fogging up that you can tell. The other thing is the angle of the camera. If you're not in the right angle, you could have a good rep, but it might not show because of the angle of the camera. So again, that's one reason we want you guys to go all the way down in your squat. There's no question that I'm below parallel here, right? Another thing that we're going to need is a running clock all the time in the screen. You can't be moving around and having the athlete out of the frame and them still doing reps because you don't know if they stopped or something like that. So we need to make sure that the athlete is still in the screen the entire time. Try to have nothing in the way of the hip crease if we're doing squats, so like the upright, or if you're going overhead with anything, make sure that the athlete has the barbell or the kettlebell, whatever the movement could be, it's fully in the screen as well. Again, the clock needs to be in the screen so we can see what your start and end time was. If you're not adhering to your movement standards, you're gonna get an option to redo your video, resubmit your video, and make sure that you correct your movements, or there's gonna be a penalty. Now, the other thing that you want to keep in mind is if you are submitting your video on the last night that WOD is running, if we find that there's some sort of discrepancy, you're not going to get the option to redo your WOD. So you're going to just have to take the penalty. And the penalties for this one are going to be pretty hefty. So make sure your videos are flawless. The less problems we have with your videos, the easier this is going to be for you and us and anybody that's judging your videos.